been 3 months now since you've gained control of the club. How have you found the last 3 months? Rather busy, I'm guessing.
Yeah, definitely busy, without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, I think first and foremost we need to thank all the fans for supporting us. As you know, in the run-up to the share offer, we put a lot of effort in, fans put a lot of effort in as well to get us to where we need to be. So, it's important that we recognise that. I think since we bid in, as you know, it's been quite difficult. Day one, obviously, we departed company with the previous management team and then appointed John. And I think since we've appointed John, obviously things on the pitch have turned around in a positive way. And certainly off the pitch, we're in a better position from a financial perspective as we now understand everything that we now need to tackle. And we are doing that, and we're putting proper controls in place and the right prudence in place. So I think for me, whilst it's been a busy period, it's been, I was going to say enjoyable, but I use that term a little bit loosely because at times it does take over your life. But that said, we're all fans at the end of the day, and for me personally, I have really enjoyed doing what we're doing, and hopefully we can take that forward next year.
To illustrate that kind of view, and it's been
I think stability has been obviously the key word at the moment, is that we're trying to gain stability. Obviously it's been a massive upheaval what's happened in recent months, and obviously to move forward we've got to get that stability. There's so many things to be done in the club, the academy, the problems that are here at Rodney Parade. It's been said that we're very much a Blue Square South club playing in Division 2. We've got to change that pretty quickly if that is the case. But it is a lot of hard work, and as Gary said, it does take over your life, and we're all feeling a bit. Christmas time has just really sort of taken its toll, to be quite honest, certainly with me, and I think with the others as well. But I will say that as the five of us, we're a very strong group of people. We're 100% committed to what we're doing for the club. We take nothing from the club. We basically we pay to come into this ground every game, every match. We don't get anything for nothing. We have to sit there in a suit and a tie to send the right message to our co-directors, directors from the other clubs. But I don't think any of us are really too interested in doing that. But it comes with the territory, so to speak.
Over the past few months, you've visited and hosted other clubs that are also run by the fans. How helpful has that been to bounce ideas off other clubs and share experiences?
I think it's gone well. I've spoken to a couple of directors that have come on board. I've asked sort of even match day travelling to right down to the kit man, and you find other information from them clubs, and you take it on board, and it will be something we'll have a look at during the summer probably, and see how we can get the best of every club and put it into just one club.
On the field, John's obviously helped the team push out and away from the bottom two. How impressed have you been with the work he's done since he's arrived here?
Yeah, very good. Knows what he's doing, got a clear plan, how he wants to do things. I think he relays that really well to the players, and he's certainly improved them and given them probably the direction and the focus that they need to perform at their best ability. So, we realise it's not going to be, we're not going to sort of go from being a bottom of the table side to top of the table overnight, but with his focus, we're sure that we can turn it around and stay up this season.
Yeah, I think he's given the players belief that then is transported into confidence. You can see that in the results that we've had. All right, we've had a bit of a dip of late, but even the matches where we've had a bit of a dip in, we've still played well again. And I think what he's trying to do, if you look at John's history and where he was as a player, he's got a winning mentality, and that winning mentality he's trying to put into those players, and you can see that, and that's great to watch. We were down at the training ground this week, and you can see it there as well within the players. They're a good set of lads. There's a good bond between them as well. The only observation, and John and Fino and Flinny said the same thing, they're a quiet bunch, and you can see that on the field, and hopefully he can inject some of that his loudness into them, because at times when we sit behind him at away matches, he is the person you can hear all the time. But that's good to hear as well.
It's interesting to be at Barnet the other week where we were sat right behind him, and what he was saying to the players and how he was trying to motivate them. But as Gav said, they are quiet, and a couple of times, and I think he's right that they could have scored a goal. It's just one of them shouted out, pass the ball, you know. So, but they're all in the right positions, but just a bit quiet about it. But you know, it's coming together slowly.
Let's move on now to talk about FA Cup. And I understand it might be difficult to put an exact figure on the, the finances involved, but just how beneficial has the competition been to the bank balance?
Oh, extremely. I mean, every round, obviously, you get an amount of money for winning. So, when we beat Brackley in the replay, and the fact that it was on telly first time, 30k. Similar to the Barnet, because it was 27k for winning it as well. And now being in the third round, with the ticket sales going really well to date. Hospitality is sold out. We've got a lot of the ex-players who were in the team in 1986 coming along as well. We've got Nathan Blake, we've got Darren Peacock, who have both got associations with both clubs, coming along on the day. So, it should be a really, really good occasion. And as always, these things really help with controlling the finances.
Tony, you mentioned in your programme notes that the FA Cup's been a welcome bonus. Do you feel like this run in the FA Cup's come just at the right time for the club?
Yeah, it's always a nice time for it to come. It's you don't budget, for going 3 rounds. You budget for the 1 round, and fingers crossed you make it through. To that glorified 3rd round.
Well, especially with our record, we run the budget for going out in the first round and having an away tie. So just to have a home tie is just great, really. I think once the news settled down and we realised after a couple of days, oh right, excellent, great, we're at home. It gives us a real bonus to have a go at a side for once in the FA Cup, because we've never really got to that. We've Brackley and Braintree probably been a couple of replays the last 8 years, and then at home it's not that big an occasion because you're expected to win them, but actually to have a home tie, which is really up there and potentially winnable, probably first time since Swansea.
Something like 10 draws, isn't it?
So hopefully we won't have the same issues as the Swansea game years ago.
The third round is definitely, from a fan's perspective, it's the best round in the whole competition. I mean, for me, it's the best round in the whole football calendar, because it gives that opportunity for smaller clubs like ours to pitch themselves against others from higher league. We've got that opportunity with Blackburn next week, and with a bit of luck, as Sean says, it is a winnable tie. We want people to come down, pack out Rodney Parade, and who knows.
I think the dream for us would be to get through this next round if we could just play, and then obviously have a big draw with one of the big clubs. That would be absolutely fantastic for us. It would certainly set us on the right course to next season, and for the rest of this season as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of fans do believe we can cause an upset next Saturday. I'm guessing you all agree with that optimistic view.
Definitely.
Everyone's confident.
Yeah, they won't want to come here. I mean, you think that today's match, obviously, unfortunately, has been called off because of the weather. Depending on what the weather's going to be like for next week. There's the FA phoning John now. But you think that the pitch will be heavy probably. We're used to playing on that pitch. They're not. We're going to be up for it because we're at home. The crowd are going to be behind us. So it only takes a good bit of fortune and the way that we're playing as well to make the game winnable. And certainly we're confident that we can do that.
Yeah, I think good crowd. No pressure on the players.
No.
I think the players that we've got as well are very good footballers. I think they'll stand us in good stead. We're not probably a typical League 2 side. It probably doesn't always count in our favour when playing other League 2 sides which are of a certain physical nature. So I think playing a side high up the division, I think it might suit some of our players.
We saw a crowd of just over 4,000 here at the Plymouth game. Blackburn will be well supported on the road. Have you got a target figure in mind you'd like the attendance to be next Saturday?
Well, I think we'd like it to be 5, if it could. And I think ticket sales to date, I think we're at 3.6, 3.7, so it's pretty good. And as I said earlier, hospitality is sold out. First time we're going to have up to 300 people in the Bisley, which is fantastic. And hopefully now, with the last week and the big push we're doing, that people will come over and support the team in what will be a memorable tie.
And finally, looking beyond Saturday's game and into the new year, what do you hope the 2016 has in store for Newport County FC?
League Two, making sure we retain our status is still the most important part of it. Balancing out, continuing to balance out the finances and keep control over that. We're going to spend some work on looking at the budget for next season within the next month, looking at season tickets, potential of how we actually price them as well. Being prepared really, not waiting until sort of March, April or anything, just looking to get as prepared as we can be and work hard over the next 4 to 6 weeks really, planning for next season.
Focusing on the academy, that's the future of the club. You know, obviously we're desperate to try and arrange some sort of permanent training ground facility. Hopefully we'll have some meetings with Newport City Council or whoever. We know something's taken. We've already met with a few people that have already talked to people at Lamwern, but it's a tough ask. But I think for the way forward, you know, that is key to what, you know, where we're heading, and we've got to make this club a football league club. And I don't think it's certainly not quite there yet as far as facilities are concerned.
I mean, I'd agree, John, and I think that if you look at the club at the moment, and probably a lot of fans know this, but you know, as a club out in the community, you know, we provide soccer tots right up to walk-in football for John and Tony, in they're over 50, and then everything else in between. We've spent some time down at the development centre with Darren and the coaches down there. It's fantastic to see 100-odd kids all kitted out in county gear, playing against Swansea City Academy, and they are the future of the club. You then put it in with what we've already got with the academy as well, and for me at the moment what we've got is almost like a big massive jigsaw puzzle. We just have to fit together neatly, and so you've got almost an end-to-end. I think retaining the status of League Two obviously is absolutely critical for us. If we can have a nice cup run, that would be fantastic. And if some of our ex-players are to be sold on to bigger and better things, hopefully we'll benefit from that financially as well. You pull all those things together, and I think actually, you know, things are looking pretty positive for the club.
It's on the up, yeah. Sustainability, you know, we want to go into next season not having spent, you know, any of the money too early. As Sean says, we'll work on the season tickets, and the, you know, and all that, and just, you know, keep the club really sustainable.
I'd agree. Stability is something
It's a key thing.
we need to get.
Yeah.
You know, it's, as I say, I think there's still lots of positivity coming from all parties, and everybody's very supportive in what we're trying to do. And you know, we want to achieve what's best for the club, and we're supporters, and you know, we're doing our absolute utmost. I think it is tiring sometimes, I will say. It's,
I think finishing on the part that Gavin started off with the interview about the fans backing and the support and the finances for us, I think finish on for that. You know, there will be elections held. We are conscious there needs to be a level of legitimacy in how we actually run, how the structure's operated, how the owners board and the operational board will work and interact with each other. So we are conscious of that. So it's important that's done within the next 3 months to make sure that we are given that clear mandate then as a fans representatives to continue in
I think
capacities.
you're right. That it's important to do that, and you know, we've got the timetable for that as we laid out in our share offering. We're trying to explain to the groups how that then works, as we've done in our open meetings. These things do take time, just because of the fact that we've got a constitution that states that's how it works. So you know, we'll be following that, so we make sure that we're within the framework that we said from the very outset.
Okay,
Okay, thank you.
Answered all my questions and more. So it's